You don't need to raise your voice to be the most respected person in the room. Marcus Aurelius ruled an entire empire without shouting. Epictetus was revered by soldiers and philosophers alike, using only a few words. And Seneca once wrote, "The less you say, the more attention you command." In this video, you'll discover 8 silent habits the Stoics practiced. These habits can turn your presence into something impossible to ignore today. No yelling, no justifying, no competing. Only discipline, clarity, and self-mastery. Do you want to keep trying to be heard, or are you ready to be respected, even in silence? If the answer is yes, then the first Stoic habit needs to enter your life right now. Stoic habit 1. Presence before words. Have you ever walked into a room, and without saying a word, you felt everyone noticing you? This has nothing to do with looks. It has everything to do with presence. Most people talk too much just to be noticed. But the Stoics practiced the opposite. They were noticed even before they spoke. Epictetus said, "The best way to show wisdom is not to have to say you are wise." They knew that respect begins with the way you enter, not with how fast you start speaking. Here's the brutal truth. If you need too many words to be taken seriously, it means your presence is not speaking for you yet. Presence is not arrogance. It's the alignment between your movement, your gaze, and your posture. It's walking into a room and being felt, without needing to announce yourself. It's being so comfortable in your own silence that people pay attention instinctively, not because you force them to. Have you noticed that true leaders usually speak less? And when they do speak, everyone listens? It's because they've mastered this first Stoic habit, silent presence. Stoic action step. Try the entry silence. In the next 3 environments you walk into, avoid speaking for the first 60 seconds. Observe, breathe, establish your presence. Keep a firm, attentive posture, straight spine, focused eyes, calm breathing. It doesn't just center you, it silently commands respect. For example, instead of walking into work already complaining about traffic, enter quietly, greet with intention, observe before speaking. If this habit reminded you of someone who commands respect without saying a word, comment below. Presence before words. That one comment might be the reminder someone needs before they speak too much and end up being forgotten. Now think with me. What do you do when someone tries to test you with sharp words? How do you keep respect without playing their game? That's exactly what the next habit will teach you. Stoic habit 2. Respond less, observe more. Not every attack deserves a response. Not every provocation deserves your energy. Have you ever responded to someone and then thought, "I should have stayed silent"? That happens because most of the time, the person provoking you doesn't want dialogue. They want a show. And the best role you can choose in that moment is the quiet observer. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, "When provoked, do not react on impulse. Observe. Understand what is at stake. Respect is born when you show control, not when you rush to fire back. And remember this, observing more is not weakness, it's strategy. While others throw out words in the heat of the moment, you respond with presence, not with urgency." This Stoic habit is a reminder. You don't need to prove anything, because real strength doesn't react, it leads. Stoic action step. Practice the Stoic delay. Before replying to any provocation, count to 3 in your mind. In that space, observe the tone, the intention, and the context. Use Socrates' 3 filters. Before answering, ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Does it improve the environment? For example, someone throws a sharp joke at you in public. You breathe, make eye contact, and choose silence. Not because you were afraid, but because you were in control. If this already reminded you of a moment when silence was stronger than any words, comment below. I lead in silence. Your comment might become the anchor for someone who's tired of always reacting and finally wants to observe with strength. Now imagine the power of someone who speaks little, but moves with precision. That's the next Stoic habit, and it completely transforms how others see you. Stoic habit 3. Act with precision and let the results speak for you. Have you noticed how the most respected people in any room never need to promote themselves? They don't talk about what they're doing. They don't need to prove their worth. They simply act. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't waste time debating what a good man should be. Just be one." That's the power of precise action. No noise, no ego. You walk in, do what needs to be done, and let the impact speak for you. The world is full of loud voices trying to convince others with words, but the Stoics knew something deeper. Those who act with presence never need to explain themselves. And here's the key. It's not about doing more. It's about doing better. With clarity, with excellence, and with full focus on what's under your control. Stoic action step. Choose one area in your life where you've been talking more than acting. Promising to change a habit. Speaking about projects that never begin. Talking about your growth without living it. Set a quiet micro-commitment. Something simple, but consistent. 10 minutes of Stoic reading every day. Working out even when you don't feel like it. Studying without sharing it online. Create a silence ritual. Before taking action, repeat in your mind, "I act, the world notices, I move on." If this habit reminded you of something you need to do silently, comment below. I let my actions speak for me. That phrase might be the sign someone needs today to stop talking and start doing. Now pay close attention. You can master your actions. But if you don't master your eyes, you'll get lost in comparisons. And the next habit is all about that. Stoic habit 4. Do not observe to compare. Observe to grow stronger. Silent comparison is one of the biggest traps of the modern mind. You open social media, you see someone training at 5 a.m., another one traveling, another one earning more, reading more, doing more, and without realizing it, you start feeling like less strong, less intelligent, less capable. But Marcus Aurelius left a firm reminder. What others do should not disturb your peace. What matters is what you do with what you have. The Stoics didn't compare. They learned. They didn't envy. They observed with humility. And they extracted lessons, not resentment. Comparison weakens, but observing with intention strengthens. And the difference is all in your focus. Are you looking to judge yourself? Or are you looking to grow? Stoic action step. For the next 3 days, every time you feel the urge to compare, apply this Stoic filter. What can I learn from this person? Does this inspire me to act or trap me in frustration? What practical step can I apply today in my own reality? If the answer is positive, write down the insight. If it's negative, acknowledge the thought and shift your focus to what you can control now. A decision, an action, one concrete step. That's true Stoic power. Leave comparison. Return to action. At the end of the day, reflect with brutal honesty. Today, did I compare and freeze? Or did I observe and grow stronger? If that already brought clarity to you, like this video now, that one simple action helps this message reach someone else who is getting lost in comparisons that only drain their energy. And if you want to keep training your mind with practical wisdom and real action, subscribe to the channel now. Here, we train presence, not distraction. Now stay with me, because the next Stoic habit goes straight to a blind spot shared by those who speak little, but still react too much on the inside. Stoic habit 5. Master what you feel without needing to explain what you feel. Not every silence is presence. Sometimes it's just someone swallowing their reactions out of fear of conflict. But the true Stoic doesn't suppress. He processes. He feels everything without needing to prove anything. Seneca said, "The strong man is not the one who doesn't feel, but the one who isn't ruled by what he feels." In a world where everyone feels the need to vent in real time, to say what they think, to explain what they feel, to justify themselves constantly, the Stoic chooses something rare. He feels and he processes in silence because he knows not everything needs to be exposed to be understood. Not every emotion needs to be explained to be faced. You don't need to add captions to your emotions. You need to understand them on the inside and act on the outside. That's how you become a reference of respect. By showing emotional control, not out of coldness, but out of balance. Stoic action step. Choose an emotional trigger that happens frequently. Anger during meetings, frustration with family, anxiety in traffic. The next time it shows up, breathe for 4 seconds. Say to yourself, I observe. I do not react on impulse. Just feel it. No need to verbalize, justify, or unload it. Afterwards, write 2 simple sentences in a journal or notes app. What you felt, what you did with it. Over time, you'll notice something powerful. Real respect comes from silent self-control, not from emotional exposure. If this already connected with an emotion you often suppress, comment below. I command what I feel without needing to prove it. Your comment might become the anchor for someone else, who's drowning in their own reactions. Now take a deep breath, because the next habit reveals a subtle truth most people never notice. The brutal difference between those who impose themselves and those who simply show up in silence. Stoic habit 6. Command respect through posture, not volume. Have you ever noticed how some people don't need to raise their voice to change the atmosphere? They don't shout, they don't interrupt, they don't deliver long speeches, but when they enter the room, everything adjusts. It's as if their presence already says, I know who I am, and I don't need to prove anything. Marcus Aurelius was emperor of Rome. He commanded armies, he decided destinies, but in the most important meetings, he observed more than he spoke, and when he finally spoke, everyone listened. Dignity is revealed more in gestures than in words, Marcus Aurelius said. That is Stoic presence, because you don't command respect with rehearsed lines. You command it with silent coherence, through the way you look, through the way you listen, through the calmness in your breathing, even under pressure. The world is full of noise, but empty of people with steady presence. Stoic action step. In your next 3 interactions, such as meetings, dinners, or conversations, practice strategic silence. Enter without speaking. Observe everything. Only speak when your words will add value, not react emotionally. Pay attention to 3 Stoic signals in your posture. Is your breath steady or rushed? Are your eyes present or distracted? Is your body language grounded, or does it seem like you're seeking approval? At the end, reflect, did I make an impact because of my volume or because of my presence? That's the difference between being heard and being respected. If this habit reminded you of someone you admire silently, or made you reflect on your own presence, comment below. I command respect without saying a word. Your comment might spark a new standard, not just of speech, but of true Stoic posture. Now stay with me, because the next habit reveals a silent mistake many people make. They may speak very little, but they still carry too much resentment on the inside. Stoic habit 7. Let go of resentment in silence without announcing forgiveness. Have you ever been around someone who holds on to resentment in silence? They don't explode, they don't confront, but something in their presence feels heavy. Their energy becomes tense, their words calculated, their gaze disconnected. Holding onto resentment is like carrying burning coals, waiting for the right moment to throw them. But the one who gets burned first is always the one who holds them. Resentment is like a prison. You build it with your own thoughts, and then let the one who hurt you live inside it. The Stoics didn't talk about forgiveness the way we understand it today. They talked about freeing yourself from useless burdens, not because the other person deserves peace, but because you do. Forgiveness is not about forgetting. It's about releasing the mental replay that keeps you trapped in something that cannot be changed. And here's the most Stoic part of all. You don't need to tell anyone you forgave them. The most powerful liberation happens in silence. Stoic action step. Think of someone who hurt you but still takes up space in your mind. Write this down, but don't send it. You hurt me, but I choose not to carry this anymore, because my peace is my priority. Then, safely tear or burn the paper. the symbolic act is more powerful than it seems. For the next 7 days, every time the thought comes back, repeat, "I've already let it go, this no longer lives here." That is Stoic forgiveness. No drama, no announcement, just freedom. Comment below, "I let it go in silence." Your words might be the turning point for someone who has been fighting an internal war for far too long. And if this video is already helping you shift not just your habits, but your entire mindset, like it now. That small gesture helps this message reach more people. And subscribe to the channel. Here, every habit is real training in inner strength. Now come with me, because the final Stoic habit reveals what separates those who quietly inspire from those who lose themselves trying to be seen. Stoic habit 8. Be consistent when no one is watching. Most people want respect, but few realize that real respect is built in silence, in the absence of applause, when no one is watching. Marcus Aurelius wrote his Stoic reflections not for the world, but for himself, because he understood the greatest judge is your own conscience. The soul is shaped by what it does in silence. This is a modern reflection inspired by Marcus Aurelius. And here is the brutal truth. It's not what you say, it's what you keep. It's not what you post, it's what you practice when no one is watching. It's not how you appear, it's who you become. Alone, in silence, every single day. Stoic action step. Choose one silent commitment to maintain for the next 7 days. Wake up at the same time. Meditate for 5 minutes upon waking. Write one reflection each day. Train, read, observe. Don't post, don't tell, don't explain. Simply record. Today I honored what I promised, even in silence. This habit won't earn likes, but it builds the most important kind of respect, self-respect. Comment below. I practice even in silence. That single phrase might spark the integrity someone out there needs today. And if this video reminded you of your real strength, the kind that is quiet, steady, and unshakable, like the video and subscribe now. Here, each habit is a solid step toward your most respectable self. Now take a deep breath, because what comes next is not just a conclusion, it is a silent turning point. For those who are truly ready to trade words for presence, you made it this far. And that already reveals something most people are not willing to face. While so many are still talking too much, you chose to stay quiet, to learn, to listen so you can understand, to reflect so you can apply. Today, you discovered that true respect does not come from force, but from steady intention. It's not about making yourself heard, it's about commanding through your presence. Each Stoic habit you learned here is like an invisible seal of your silent evolution, a sign that you no longer need to prove yourself, because you have already started to become. And remember the core message of this video: speak less, command more. This is not a behavior tip, it's a philosophy of presence, it's a way of life. Because when you truly master what you do, you don't need to explain who you are, and the more you live these principles in your daily life, the less you need to convince with words. The world feels it. The world sees it. The world respects it. These habits don't just build external respect, they shape your essence. And when your essence is strong, silence becomes your clearest armor. And now that you understand, respect doesn't need to be demanded, it needs to be lived. It's time to turn all of this into real action. Choose one of the Stoic habits from today, just one, and practice it for the next 7 days. Comment below. My silent respect begins with habit. Fill in the number or the phrase that impacted you the most. Your comment might be the silent signal someone else needs right now. To remember that strength and presence are built, one action at a time. If this video sparked something in you, a moment of clarity, a firm decision, a stronger posture, like the video, it helps spread this philosophy to more people. And subscribe to the channel, because this is not just content, this is a mental training ground for those who have chosen presence, purpose, and self-mastery. This isn't just another video, it is a turning point between the version of you that needed to be heard and the version that now leads in silence. if you made it this far. You've already done more than most people ever will. You stayed silent to grow. So stay with us, because here at Stoic Solutions Now, you don't just find powerful phrases, you find training, clarity, and discipline. Each habit you saw today was a step, and step by step, you are becoming someone who speaks little, but commands deeply. Subscribe now. Share this video with someone who should walk this path with you, and live what you've learned. I'll see you in the next episode. But until then, speak less, command more, and let the world feel it.